Hey guys, it's Garnet Blaze, and today I'll be drawing Peril. As you can see, this isn't my first time drawing Peril. Here you can see a lovely rendition done in the ever-infamous MS Paint. I don't really know why she's kind of this yellow color. I think I was trying to go for gold, but that's not how I imagine Peril. Now this drawing is a bit more akin to what I was imagining for her, but it is also done in MS Paint, as you can clearly see by the famous pixely line work and weird art tools. And so I'm kind of use this more as a basis for what I'm going for in my finished illustration. So for this speed paint, I already did a pre-made sketch because I wanted to kind of rough out the facial features. Dragons are a little bit more difficult in getting facial diversity, and I wanted to work on that a bit more with my characters and design and art style of Wings of Fire Dragons. So here I'm kind of trying to give Peril a more unique face. I made the brow scales a little, I don't know, I kind of use them as eyebrows, but I made the brow scales a little bit thicker, and I also, for brow scales, I give 7 ticks, and I remind myself of this by thinking of the 7 tribes of Pyria, and I also made the horn on her snout a little bit longer because I thought that would help with her characterization. Going forward animating, as you can see, scale patterns are kind of complicated, even when simplified down to this level, so I think I'm going to push to simplify them more. Don't worry, I will still, define lines between them, but they won't be, separate, rounded out arches. And the scales along her spine, I tried to work to make it a little bit closer to kind of what you see when I draw Nightwings with those very silly kind of hair bang scales. And I wanted to work on just giving the spine scales a bit more character because, again, trying to make my dragons look a bit more different. Talons are the worst, and I think the ones I drew here are a little small. I feel like they should be bigger, but I don't know. I'll probably have to study more art from the official art to try to get the shapes of, talons, because if you think drawing hands is bad, drawing dragon talons is even worse, at least for me. I don't know, or at least how I draw them. Some people simplify them a little bit more, but I'm just going for the whole palm and claw and whatever. This talon was easier to draw, even though it's in a more chaotic position. I don't know why. I think it's because it looks closer to what we usually associate with the hand pose. Oh, and the hind talons. I have no idea what I'm doing. I think they might... I don't remember if Skywings have a little pokey on their leg, like a little claw thing, dew claw. And they probably do, and I forgot it. So, don't worry, this is just a reference. It's not a beautiful rendered out finished piece. I'll probably add it later if I feel the need to. Oh my gosh, tails. Yeah. Long tapered shapes, like both this and the wings, are super annoying, and you might think it's not that bad. But it's just trying to, draw a very, clean looking, long stroke. Very difficult. And it's especially difficult because I don't use line correctors. I'm not sure if I want to either. I feel like it would be manipulating my drawing a little too much, and I don't like that, but here I am, just... Oh, those scales. Again, I'm gonna try to simplify my scales a bit more for animation, which really doesn't simplify it that much. What I've kind of decided is instead of doing, the little arcs and spaces between each scale, I'm just gonna draw, one big line and then make little ticks, similar to how I do belly scales and the eyebrow scales? I'm saying scales a lot in this video. So the wing. I'm only drawing one wing because one wing is enough. Skywings have really big wings, so that means I have to do a really big, long, clean stroke that works and tapers correctly, and oh my gosh, so much trouble and pain. Now here, I kind of tried this thing where I tried to zoom out and see if that would help, and it just made it more wobbly. Thanks. So, that is not a viable solution. So I try to make the best of it. It's not perfect, this is fine. Because your art doesn't need to be perfect, you just need to make it look alright, decent. Now we can do some coloring. So, where I start here, I kind of used that older photo you can see in the reference as a reference. And I know my depiction of Peril is very different from the cover Joy Ong puts Joy Ong's design on the official covers. And I think it's just because I kind of took the description of coppery more than other colors. And here with the spines on her back spine scales, I kind of toyed with the idea of having her be flaxen Peril, where the spine scales would be a lighter color. Ultimately, I decided to go back to the darker scales, but if you're not sure what flaxen means, in terms of horses, a horse with really dark fur but like a really pale mane, that's kind of what flaxen is, so you can understand my terminology. I added a little glow shading to the eyes. I didn't want to shade this whole drawing, and because I just wasn't feeling like it, so I just did shading on the eyes only, because why not? That can be a thing, right? I like making glowy eyes. And what you just saw there was me putting all of these coppery veins that were described in her wings on the wrong layer. Oh my gosh, fellow artists, you know how much this hurts. And over here I'm kind of adding a glowy effect, and what I'm going to do is use effect layers to kind of make this seem more intense, alive, fiery. I love effect layers, and you should try using them. They are the best and very fun. In the final piece, I feel like I could have made those glowy marks a little bit more gold. They kind of turned out orange, but that's alright. And here's Peril. I think she looks pretty cool, and I'll probably be drawing more Skywings in the future for various plans I have. So stay tuned for more.